Brothers Market at 118 South Main Street in Sigourney, where savings are made simple. Go to www.shopbrothersmarket.com. Digital coupons, earn rewards, deal of the week, shopping deals, and more. And make sure you download the Brothers Market app. It is a smart way to shop. Get into Brothers Market at 118 South Main in Sigourney and let Rick and the staff help you out or give them a call. 641-622-2191.
Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Attention Iowa business owners. Is your business missing sales because you're too busy to follow up? Every missed call or delayed message could be costing you money. At Easy Biz Tech, we help local businesses stay ahead by automating customer follow-up, so no lead gets left behind. Missed a call? Our system texts back instantly. Need personalized outreach? We send automated texts, emails, and even use AI-powered voice agents to connect with your customers 24/7. Stop losing money because of slow follow-up. Contact Easy Biz Tech today, where Iowa businesses win online.
Johnny Rogers with the history of rock and roll is coming to the Watch Your Opera House this Saturday, February 1st from 6 to 8 p.m., featuring the music of Buddy Holly, Elvis Presley, Richie Valens, The Big Bopper, Ricky Nelson, the Everly Brothers, and so much more. Tickets are $30, which you can purchase at the door or online at watchyouraoperahouse.org. Come and see Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Johnny Rogers this Saturday, February 1st at the Watch Your Opera House.
And here's your host, Steve Shedler.
And welcome into a Monday morning here on Steve Shetler Media on this Monday, January 27th, 16 degrees to kick things off on this Monday. Thanks for joining us on this live video on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook and YouTube, maybe later on in podcast form, wherever you get your podcasts. Let's thank our sponsors, Brothers Market in Sigourney, our headline sponsor, and of course, savings are made simple at Brothers Market. ShopBrothersMarket.com. Get the Brothers Market app for digital coupons. You can earn rewards. Deal of the week, shopping deals. It's a smart way to shop. Do it. We thank Brothers Market in Sigourney for being our headline sponsor. We are broadcasting live from the Oski Dental Studios with Tuvi. And you can call Dr. Dan. Schedule your appointment at 641-673-4845. Accepting new patients. They're going to file your insurance forms for you at Oski Dental. They're a Delta Dental provider, 902 South 17th Street, Oskaloosa. We thank Oski Dental and Brothers Market. We thank the Garden Gate in Sigourney for sponsoring our forecast. And you can find the Garden Gate at 105 South Jefferson Street in Sigourney for fresh floral arrangements and a whole lot more. Proudly serving Keokuk County and the surrounding area for 27 plus years. Of course, Garden Gate would be a great place to go for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is, well, we're coming up on like 2.5 weeks away? Not too far away from Valentine's Day. Get your roses ordered. All right, sunshine for today. Nice day today. High around 48. It is definitely going to be on the breezy side. Winds could gust up to 35 miles per hour for today, but 48 degrees, not going to complain. Tonight, mostly clear. Will drop down to a low of 22. Sunshine tomorrow. We're going to hang right around 50 degrees tomorrow. Breezy. And tomorrow night, clear, a low of 29. Wednesday will be sunny and a high of 45. Now, current conditions in southeast Iowa, humidity at 71%. Winds are southwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Barometer at 30.10. Dew point at 12. And right now, inside the Oski Dental Studios, the old National Weather Service equipment shows 16 degrees in Sigourney. Your weather is sponsored by the Garden Gate in Sigourney. This or that, it went up at 6 a.m., as it does every weekday morning on the Steve Shetler Media Facebook page. This or that, sponsored by Stacy Flynn, Legacy Insurance Group, and Welcome Realty. And this or that, are you going to go with a name brand or a generic brand? Now, it shows flour on there. I don't think we're really talking about flour. I'm just in general. Is it this or that? Is it name brand or generic brand? I don't know. Some stuff definitely tastes better for name brand. Sometimes you can't tell the difference. If you can't tell the difference, I'm going generic. But, some stuff, there's definitely a quality difference there. So, totally depends. Name brand or generic brand, what are you going to go with, this or that? Make sure you comment on that post. Our question of the day goes up at noon each weekday on Facebook. It's sponsored by Amy's Salon House and Spa, 202 North Main in Sigourney. What is the fastest you've ever driven? What's the fastest speed you have ever driven? I'm trying to think. I have not gotten many tickets in my life. And I'm trying to think, even just out on an open road somewhere, I don't know. I mean, interstate speeds are pretty much the max for me these days. But I mean, I don't know. Probably in the 80s, I'm guessing, is the fastest I've driven. So I don't know. What's the fastest that you've driven? Comment on that when it goes up at noon today. Let's take a peek at our tournament, our For the Fun of It tournament. We're going to crown the top country star of 2024, and it's sponsored by our friends at Savage Energy at the former Wanderlust location, 108 East Washington in Sigourney on the north side of the square, Savage Energy. Thumbs up for Morgan Wallen, or a heart for Post Malone. What do you think? Get your votes in. The voting started on this at 6 p.m. last evening. We'll go through 6 p.m. this evening. And again, find this post at 6 p.m. from last night on my timeline. Get your votes in for Morgan or Post. So far, mostly thumbs up for Morgan Wallen. I think that's kind of the easy choice. Let's take a look at our overall bracketing. So far, Cody Johnson and Lainey Wilson have moved into the Final Four. Lainey beating Luke Combs late last week. And Cody Johnson in concert in Iowa, I believe, over the weekend. So Cody and Lainey, and then we've got down in the bottom left Morgan Wallen, Post Malone. After that, we'll be going tonight at 6 p.m. to Keith Urban versus Old Dominion. So, those are your choices right now. Morgan Wallen, Post Malone going at it till 6 o'clock for the Fun of It tournament, sponsored by Savage Energy. Coming soon at 108 East Washington in Sigourney. Let's take a peek at our community calendar. It's sponsored by Enchanted Events, just south of Sigourney, right off Highway 149. Of course, they've got their big concert coming up on April 26th with Tyler Richardson and the High Bank Boys. Make sure you get your tickets for that event. On our community calendar, coming up this Thursday, we've got the Sigourney 4th of July 2025 planning meeting. It's at the Sigourney Public Library at 6 p.m. So if you have ideas on what you would like to see the 4th of July this year, there's a planning meeting coming up this Thursday at the Sigourney Public Library. Coming up this Saturday, Johnny Rogers will be at the Watch Your Opera House Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. History of Rock and Roll. So if you like stuff like Elvis, Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, Big Bopper, that type of music, tickets are $30 each at the Watch Your Opera House for Johnny Rogers. And then also on the calendar, just keep in mind, if you need an Energy Saver kit, those are available for free at the Environmental Learning Center in Oskaloosa. So take advantage of that. That is your community calendar, sponsored by Enchanted Events. Coming up this week here on Steve Shetler Media, we do have some basketball let's get to our basketball schedule. For tonight, we're getting down to our last few games here, folks. We've got just 5 games left on our regular season basketball schedule. Pekin taking on Cardinal. It's a girls' doubleheader tonight for JV and varsity. Tune in right around 6 o'clock for our start time for the Pekin girls versus Cardinal. That'll be tonight on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, YouTube. And then on Friday this week, Pekin versus Highland for a boys-girls doubleheader. So tune in, some Pekin basketball this week, Monday and Friday, here on Steve Shetler Media. Coming up this Friday at Barn Wired, we will have our Iowa Music Showcase. This band, I don't know if the, what is this, a bull? Some sort of furry bull cow creature? What is that? I like it. It's a woolly cow bull. Corey Waller and the Wicked Things. Don't mind the creature. We've got Corey Waller and the Wicked Things coming to Barn Wired in Sigourney this Friday from 11:30 to noon. These guys are good. I mean, these guys are top-notch good. They are a really good band. So you'll want to be there. You'll want to get your seats for Friday, 11:30 to noon. Corey Waller and the Wicked Things. This is going to be a treat. These guys are excellent. So, thumbs up for Corey Waller and the Wicked Things this Friday, 11:30 to noon. Be there in person. Heck, you might want to reserve your table or your seat because these guys are that good. I'm telling you. They can't be hyped up enough. Corey Waller and the Wicked Things. Live interview, live music, 11:30 to noon, Barn Wired in Sigourney. Be there or watch online or listen to it in podcast form. However you want to take this in, you'll want to. These guys are good. So be there. Would love to see you live at Barn Wired. If you're not there on Friday, you can always be at Barn Wired on Saturday morning for the sports section at Barn Wired for some breakfast, for some coffee. We talk to area athletes and coaches Saturday mornings at 8 a.m., and always a good time. I know we've got some of the youth soccer from Sigourney coming in this Saturday morning. Otherwise, I gotta get to booking me some guests this Saturday morning. So the sports section, Barn Wired, be there in person, watch it online, listen to it in podcast form. However you want to watch and or listen, we got a variety of ways for you to do that. I think we've gotten through most everything. Let's do some birthdays. Happy birthday to you. Alrighty, our birthdays for today. On the hometown side there, we've got Kylie McDonald with a birthday today. We've got Iowa singer-songwriter Sierra Griggs with a birthday today. Happy birthday to you, Sierra. We've got Ben, is it Siebert or Seibert? I'm not sure. Ben has a birthday today. And then my cousin, Laura Lee Fisher, has a birthday today. So happy birthday to Laura Lee and all of those fine folks on our hometown side. They share their birthdays today with celebrities like the dancer Mikhail Baryshnikov. You remember him from that dance movie back in the 80s? It was him. Was it Gregory Hines? White Nights? White Lights? I don't know. Something white. Mikhail Baryshnikov, the dancer in that movie. He's 77 today. Mimi Rogers. I think she was a former Mrs. Tom Cruise at one time. Actress Mimi, turning 69. Got footballer Chris Collinsworth, former player and broadcaster Chris Collinsworth, 66. Actress Bridget Fonda, 61. Tracy Lawrence is 57 from country music. From rock music, the singer for Faith No More, Mike Patton, is 57. What is it? And then actor Patton Oswalt is, 56 degrees. 56 years old. Or 56 degrees. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. Those are your celebrity and hometown birthdays brought to us by Nikki Leathers at Hometown Real Estate, your broker, owner, realtor. Find more information on Nikki's listings at hometown-re.com. We thank Hometown Real Estate. We thank all of our sponsors for making things possible here on Steve Shetler Media. It's a Monday. My brain is only half functioning. I did not sleep well last night. I was awake about half the night last night. I'm definitely going to be taking a little bit of a morning nap after I get done here today. On this date in history, let's see here again, it's January 27th. On this date in history, Mozart was born. Oh, Wolfgang Mozart, born on this date back in 1756. It was on this date in 1926, the very first public demonstration of a TV took place. 1926. It was on this date in 1948, the very first tape recorder was sold. This date in 1977, President Jimmy Carter pardoned over 10,000 Vietnam War draft evaders. Boo. On this date in 1994, figure skater Tonya Harding said that she had no prior knowledge of the attack on her rival Nancy Kerrigan. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Also, today on the National Day calendar, it's Holocaust Remembrance Day. Definitely worth remembering what happened there. It's National Bubble Wrap Day. Maybe get some bubble wrap and step on it and pop those bubbles. It's National Chocolate Cake Day. That's my favorite type of cake. Oh, it's Thomas Crapper Day. Who's Thomas Crapper? I mean, he's got to have something to do with the crapper, right? Crapper. I'm going to have to Google that. And it's also Punch the Clock Day. Maybe you're a 9 to 5er or whatever your hours are. You got to punch that clock. Do the work. Those are your days that we celebrate today. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. Hear from some of our sponsors, like our headliner, Brothers Market. Brothers Market at 118 South Main Street in Sigourney, where savings are made simple. Go to www.shopbrothersmarket.com. Digital coupons, earn rewards, deal of the week, shopping deals, and more. And make sure you download the Brothers Market app. It is a smart way to shop. Get into Brothers Market at 118 South Main in Sigourney and let Rick and the staff help you out, or give them a call, 641-622-2191.
Iowa Harvest Red is a dry red wine from Tassel Ridge Winery that has plum and black cherry aromas and notes on the palate, with nice acid and a long, complex finish. It's made from Marquette and Foch grapes. The 2020 Iowa Harvest Red pairs with pizza, pasta dishes, and grilled steaks. Iowa Harvest Red is available at the winery and at a few of our retailers.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, your family's free to enjoy their dreams.
Try it again. You're getting the hang of this. Good job.
American Family Insurance.
Contact Christy Tarr in Oskaloosa at 641-673-8965.
When shopping here at Helmuth Ford, we will do our best to put you in the vehicle that you want, that you love, and that is safe for your family.
Your safety is our focus. That's why we are a full-service repair facility.
We'd love to sell you a vehicle of your choosing. If we don't have it, we'll do our best to find it for you. If you're looking for a vehicle with low miles, a great price, and a friendly atmosphere, come visit us here at Helmuth Ford.
We look forward to seeing you soon.
See our full inventory at helmuthford.com.
Keokuk County Medical Clinic is your one-stop shop for healthcare. Our behavioral health providers offer a wide range of services to help you reach your goals. We have multiple family practice providers who see patients of all ages for acute and chronic care. Through a partnership with Bloom Pediatrics of Ottumwa, McKenna Bond, ARNP is here on Wednesday and Friday mornings to give your child the special care they need. Libby Dasso, PAC, is here for all your rheumatology needs. Jack's Corner Drug is located just down the hall for your convenience.
Schedule your next dental appointment with Dr. Dan Schuster at Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. They're accepting new patients. Oski Dental will file all of your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta dental provider. And Oski Dental is located at 902 South 17th Street in Oskaloosa. That's Oski Dental, 641-673-4845. We make smiles happen at Oski Dental. Winter in the Midwest can definitely be unpredictable. Whether it's a frozen or broken water pipe, fire emergency, or a surprise mold, ServPro of Ottumwa, Oskaloosa, and Grinnell Pella has you covered with trained professionals ready 24/7, 365 days a year to make your emergency like it never even happened. Visit servpro.com, Ottumwa, Oskaloosa, or call us at 641-682-0782. Mahaska Drug in Oskaloosa. It's more than a drugstore. They offer framing, merchandise like collectibles, a gift shop, crafts, college gear, and more, plus cards, candles, and a whole lot more. Mahaska Drug is open late and on the weekends to fit your lifestyle. For more than just a drugstore, call 641-673-3439 or stop by Mahaska Drug at 205 North E Street in Oskaloosa. Mahaska Drug. It's more than a drugstore. Hey, we thank Brothers Market in Sigourney for being our headline sponsor on the Morning Wake Up. We are broadcasting live from the Oski Dental Studios. Okay, while we went to break, I looked up Thomas Crapper because it's Thomas Crapper Day. And Thomas Crapper, yeah, it makes sense. He was a businessman, also an English plumber, pipe fitter, and steam fitter. So, yeah, being a plumber, the Crapper. Thomas Crapper. He was the original Crapper. Thomas Crapper. We're celebrating Thomas Crapper Day today. Don't tell Neil Crott that. That could get dangerous. Let's do some things you need to know. Whoa! Things you need to know. Spirit Airlines has rolled out a new dress code for passengers that prohibits revealing clothing or excessive tattoos. I don't know what the dress code could be for excessive tattoos. Maybe you have to wear long sleeves? I don't know. Revealing clothing, I think that's pretty obvious. Other stuff you need to know. Norah O'Donnell has made her final appearance as evening news anchor last Thursday night on CBS. We'll see ya, Norah. Hey, congratulations to the new Las Vegas Raiders head coach, Pete Carroll. I guess. That's a pretty screwed up organization. But speaking of NFL, last night the Super Bowl matchup is made. It's the Chiefs versus the Eagles. I know my sports announcer, Josh Clubb, is not going to be happy. He's a Bills fan. So our ride to Pekin tonight might be a little awkward. Jacksonville Jaguars have hired Liam Cohen as their head coach. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys hired Brian Schottenheimer. I know a lot of people aren't too happy about that hire for the Cowboys, but that's the way it goes when you're a Cowboys fan. How about this? John Deere and Walmart, they have dropped their DEI programs. Now, shareholders of Costco, however, have voted overwhelmingly to keep their DEI program in place. So, interesting stuff there. Now, of course, tax season is upon us now. Today is the first day that the IRS will accept tax returns. Since April 15th falls on a Tuesday this year, that will be your deadline. If you want to get an extension, you'll have until October 15th. Taxes. Other stuff. Back to football. Former Green Bay Packers running back Calvin Jones, who was part of the Super Bowl winning team back in 1997 for the Packers, he died at the age of 54. Now, what I'm reading does not give a reason for his death, but just that he did die. Calvin Jones of the 97 Super Bowl champs for the Packers. Now, Valentine's Day, we were talking earlier. It's not too terribly far away, coming up in a couple weeks from Friday. Did you know that on average, men and women are both planning on spending an average, men plan on spending about $24 on Valentine's gifts for their dogs, and about $19 on Valentine's Day gifts for their cats. No, not me. Dogs and cats don't get Valentine's gifts. Women will be spending an average on about $14 for a cat gift for Valentine's Day. And again, about same price, $14 for a dog-related item for Valentine's Day. So people buy their pets Valentine's Day gifts. Poopy? Now, Poopy's hanging out. You can't see him. He's chilling out over to the side of the camera. But Poopy, don't tell Poopy this, but he is not getting a Valentine's Day gift. The fact that he lives here is gift enough. Country music star Lainey Wilson, who is doing well in our For the Fun of It tournament this month. Lainey Wilson, she grew up a fan of Whataburger. Now, she's actually the chain's brand new ambassador. You can get her new favorite menu item, a honey butter chicken biscuit, free tomorrow. So, I don't know where the closest Whataburger is to Southeast Iowa, but you might want to try a honey butter chicken biscuit, free tomorrow for some reason. Ichiro Suzuki, baseball player, for those that don't know, is inviting the only writer who didn't vote for him for the Baseball Hall of Fame over to his house. Ichiro wants to have a little friendly chat. He says, quote, having a drink together and enjoying a good chat is what he wants to do with the one writer that didn't want him in the Hall of Fame. Suzuki received 393 of the possible 394 votes for the Hall of Fame. So, guy was an excellent player back in the day. How about this? If you want to party on Wednesday, here is your reason. It's the Lunar New Year, or if you prefer, the Chinese New Year. That's on Wednesday. Let's see here. Are you a fan of the show White Lotus? The White Lotus. We know there will be a 4th season coming out. Season 3 actually arrives on Max starting on February 16th. I have not seen that show. Should I? I don't know. And then finally, in things you need to know, Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag are suing the city of Los Angeles after they lost their home in the Palisades fires. So, they cut off the water out there. Stupid. So some famous people are going to start suing now for losing their house. I don't blame them. Let's do the impossible. Today's impossible. It's the impossible question. Yeah. Question. Over 75% of people have this, but less than half of these actually work. What do you think? Impossible question. Over 75% of people have this, but less than half of these actually work. What do you think? Hint. It might be by your nightstand, maybe. Maybe in a kitchen cupboard. Let's go to the comments. Good morning to you, Bubby, Dan, Patrick, Dixie, Sandy, Tamra, Sherry, Anthony, Nancy, Ron, Kay, Charlotte, Dinah, Pat. Good to have you all hanging out this morning on the Morning Wake Up. Again, sponsored by Brothers Market in Sigourney. We're hanging out in the Oski Dental Studios. Over 75% of people have this, but less than half of these actually work. We're talking about flashlights. Flashlights, yeah. So 3/4 of people have one, but less than half of the flashlights actually work because, probably the batteries ran out or they just quit working. So, interesting. Let's go to the weird.
That is weird.
In some weird, did you know some baby names are actually banned in countries? Like in Germany, a couple was recently blocked from naming their newborn baby Lucifer. Why would you want to name your baby Lucifer? Good Lord. That is actually banned in Germany. Germany also prohibits names like Satan, Judas, and unconventional names like Gucci and Whiskey. Now, Germany isn't alone in strict naming laws. Like New Zealand also publishes a list of rejected names that you can't name your kids. Let's see here. Names such as, I think this is New Zealand we're talking about. Or no, actually in the U.S., naming regulations can vary by state. So states could possibly decline your kid's name that you want to name your newborn. Like names like Jesus Christ, Adolf Hitler, and Santa Claus have all been turned down. Who wants to name their kid Santa Claus? Santa Claus Shetler. Let's go to the power lines because you want to stay away from the power lines. A 54-year-old man in Texas fatally electrocuted while trimming trees near power lines, highlighting the dangers of handling power tools at height. Now, he had been cutting branches at a church in preparations for an incoming cold front, which can bring strong winds and freezing temps, making trees more hazardous. Well, he got zapped because he must have got a little too close with his chainsaw to the power line. So, zzz. I mean, that's common sense, I would think. What isn't common sense is throwing your baby from a balcony. No, that is not common sense. What can only be described as a horrifying mix of rage and insanity, a man threw his 2-month-old daughter from a second-floor balcony during an argument with his fiancée and then set their apartment on fire because this guy was nuts. The child did not survive the 22-foot fall. The fire also killed the family dog and forced the evacuation of multiple units. So this guy just going bonkers. I'm not sure where the story is coming from, but that's horrible. Let's see here in Atlanta, winter weather and southern cities don't mix. Atlanta proving that again. Over 100 cars stranded on icy roads after an unexpected freeze turned the town into a slip and slide. Now, despite warnings to stay home, of course, some drivers had no choice but to get out on the streets and end up being stuck. So people in the South, they don't know how to drive in icy and wintry weather, and the city, the road crews down there aren't prepared. They don't have the stuff to take care of the roads either, so it's just a bad combination. How about this for gross? Oysters might be more than just a fancy appetizer, as they could be the key to tackling antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Scientists have discovered that the blood of the Sydney rock oyster contains a protein capable of killing harmful bacteria, including some I think it's kind of like strep throat, causes respiratory infections like pneumonia and tonsillitis. Oyster blood could be the key to that. So, ooh, how about this for a nasty story? Investigators believe alcohol played a role in a northern Michigan snowplow crash that split a pickup truck in half. Yeah, a snowplow hit a truck, split it in half. Troopers from the Michigan State Police were getting call after call, reports of a 2-vehicle crash with injuries. The Michigan State Police officials say the preliminary investigation revealed a pickup truck was headed south when it lost control, began sliding sideways. Officials said the pickup crossed the center line and slammed into a northbound pickup with a snowplow on the front. It split the sliding pickup in two. Authorities believe alcohol may have also played a role in the crash. They did not say which driver may have been impaired. The crash remains under investigation. The driver of the southbound truck and a passenger in the other truck were taken to the hospital. And then finally in the weird today, a discovery that would make seasoned paleontologists, that's a hard word to say early on a Monday morning, paleontologists jealous. An 11-year-old on a casual beach stroll in England stumbled upon fossil fragments that turned out to be from the largest marine reptile ever found. Look, Daddy, it's a dinosaur. The ancient sea monster, named something that I can't pronounce, was a ichthyosaur, estimated to be an 82-foot long reptile, roughly the size of a blue whale. prehistoric oceans weren't terrifying enough, so the discovery made in 2020 solved a mystery that has puzzled scientists since 2016, when a similar jawbone was found nearby. Look, a dinosaur. That was your weird. That I was getting kind of weird.
That is weird.
Let's go to the files of law and disorder. Look, a Las Vegas man. So this is, boy, we just have some horrible stories today. It goes from bad to worse. A Las Vegas man allegedly drove around for 2 hours with his dead girlfriend buckled into the passenger seat after he, quote unquote, accidentally shot her in the head. Whoops. We had a similar story to this here recently, but it was different. This is a different story. This is another guy driving around with his dead girlfriend in his car. According to police, the man called a friend for help disposing of the body, but refused to take the victim to the hospital, fearing security cameras. The friend eventually alerted authorities, leading to a police pursuit that ended when the suspect crashed into another vehicle. People are just wacko in the last few days. Let's read this story too, since we're in the gloom and doom. In a truly heartbreaking and infuriating case, a newborn baby, umbilical cord still attached, was found abandoned on a Texas sidewalk in bone-chilling 27-degree weather. A man discovered the infant barely breathing, wrapped in a towel, around 3:15 a.m. downtown San Antonio. Now, miraculously, the baby was still alive, but was rushed to the hospital in critical condition, still with the umbilical cord attached. Now, police are urging people in crisis to leave a helpless baby, to use safe alternatives rather than resorting to such cruelty. Take the baby to the hospital. Good Lord. The infant fights to survive. Many wonder how anyone could be so heartless. So, yeah, just crazy stories today. Shall we lift our spirits up just a little bit? Let's do that. Something to make you smile.
Something that makes you smile.
Something to make you smile, brought to us by Dr. Stacy Freeze at Lifetime Dental Solutions in Sigourney. It's a new year. Get a new you. Start your year with confidence. Get that smile. Turn that frown upside down. Get into Dr. Stacy Freeze, Lifetime Dental Solutions, east side of the square in Sigourney. Something to make you smile. Oh, hey, this is what I need. This is the story that I needed today, as there's great news for those of us battling the relentless march of time. Scientists have been studying mice and think they may have cracked the code on gray hair. What little hair I do have left is definitely gray. Turns out that a little peptide called endothion, which keeps our hair looking youthful, declines as gray hair increases. However, researchers found that a compound called lutein in some fruits and vegetables may actually help maintain endothion levels and keep hair from going gray. Excuse me, had a little cough there. But they say before you start chugging broccoli smoothies to get the levels you need, remember this study was done on mice, so it might not quite work the same on humans, but maybe, just maybe, a cure for gray hair. If I could just get my hair to come back in and be dark, that would be fantastic. Anyway, that whole story, if you want all the info on the gray hair story, look for that to be posted here in just a few minutes on the Steve Shetler Media Facebook page. Let's go to the duh. In the duh, just when you think you've heard it all, a father in Indiana admitted that his 6-month-old baby was bitten more than 50 times by a rat while he slept on the couch. I just brought us back down, didn't I? I had all those horrible stories. I read the gray hair story. We were smiling. We were feeling good. And then back into the dumps we go. A 6-month-old baby bitten more than 50 times by rats while the dad slept on a couch. The child's tiny fingers were chewed. Oh, man. Chewed to the bone. The infant had to receive a blood transfusion after being found covered in blood. Good Lord. Feed that guy to the rats. Why are people so stupid? Why are there's just horrible stories today?
Duh.
Boo.
Duh. Duh.
Man. How about some box office news? People didn't go to the movies very much this weekend. Flight Risk was your number one movie, at least as far as making money. $12 million for Flight Risk in its debut week. After that, it was The Lion King with $8.7 million. One of them days. $8 million. Sonic the Hedgehog with $5.5 million. Everything after that was under $5 million. Moana, Presence, Wolfman, Complete Unknown, Den of Thieves, and The Brutalist. Those are your top 10 money-making movies. Nobody made much money this weekend. Let's take one last look at our forecast. It's brought to us by the Garden Gate. Okay, so here's a bright spot. After having all those horrible stories today, sunshine today, breezy and a high of 48, and again 50 tomorrow with sunshine and breezy conditions. Again, we do thank Brothers Market in Sigourney. Savings are made simple at Brothers Market. Make sure you get your groceries at Brothers Market in Sigourney. And we thank Oski Dental sponsoring our studios. All right, coming up today, looking up at the video board on the wall, we've got In Remembrance Of. That is every weekday at 8 a.m. We'll have Successful Farming at 5:30. We'll have Real Talk with myself and Pastor Aaron Fleming at 6:30. We've got Pro Wrestling Talk, Card Subject to Change, that podcast coming up at 7 p.m. And also tonight, live basketball, Pekin girls taking on Cardinal girls in a girls doubleheader. It's junior varsity and varsity. So if you like Pekin and Cardinal girls basketball, tune in. We'll go live shortly before 6 o'clock. All right, I think that does it. Okay, you guys cheer up. Have a good Monday. Enjoy the weather as we warm up well into the 40s today. And otherwise, we'll be back here tomorrow starting at 7 a.m. on the Morning Wake Up.